I think I answered your other question, Deepak. So why we can't embrace the unknown or future? We just talked about security and so on, and interference of the past, and perceiving instead of observing. And then he says, what are we afraid of? Security. You're not afraid of anything. You just want to be in the field of the known. You know, just the same thing as when you walk into a place where you don't know. Let's say you're a tennis player. When you walk into a convention, that there are all kinds of sport athletes of different sports are there. Even though you don't know anybody, but you gravitate toward the tennis players group because you have more familiarity then. You're attracted to that, what you know, or you have a little bit knowledge on. And the same thing here. You gravitate toward the past because it's a field of the known, something that you know about and makes you feel comfortable, belong, so you don't venture out, which is the difference between pretty much wanting to observe something as it is and create a connection based on what it is, not based on what you think it is, relying on the previous information that you have to feel good, to feel knowledgeable, and quickly do a shortcut. You go into the memory, find something, come here and interpret it for yourself. Then you feel now, okay, I'm safe because I know. When you know, you feel strong, you feel safe. And sometimes you fool yourself thinking that, yeah, it's that's what it is, that's what I think it is. So you feel good about it. Because when you don't know about something, you bring certain kind of a confusion, or weakness. Like, I don't know anything. When you don't know anything, you feel weak. And sometimes when you actually can't find anything, you guess. Why do you guess? Because you want to know, and you can't know. So you guess, make the best guess. So at least brings certain kind of a comfort and security. You know, maybe I can explain this a little bit different. The topic of observer and the observed, or perceiving rather than observing. You cannot have clear connection with life if you're constantly perceiving life rather than observing life for what it is. It's pretty much why when you want to really think hard about something, you close your eyes. Because the minute you open your eyes, you recognize things. Have you ever tried when you're swimming in the pool and you have a goggle on, and when you're actually doing the frog, your head is down, you're in the water, inside the water, your head is inside the water, all you can see is the bottom of the pool? If you notice at that moment, you're thinking about nothing. You're seeing it, but there is nothing to perceive. There's nothing to go further in what you see. It's calm. You're not seeking to find anything because you're convinced there is nothing. You're not looking for anything, and therefore your mind is clear and empty. But as soon as you come up for breath, your eyes open and you see the edge of the pool or whatever you see, immediately you're no longer feeling in the same comfort, relax, and power. You feel distracted. Why do you feel distracted when you see something? Because as soon as you see something, you process it. And when you process it, it makes some kind of a connection with some information that you have in your memory, which means you're now remembering something, a new thing, perceiving what you're seeing, interpreting it, thinking starts and distracts you from actually being with the moment. It takes you away to a different time. The fact that you see something and you recognize it, it interprets it. It quickly tries to find out what that thing is, and since maybe you don't have enough time or there's not enough information about that thing, it goes into the mirror and finds some information about it, which interferes with you actually not thinking or seeing what that thing really is. It already quickly took you to memory to give you some information to settle you down. It's like when you're in a theater, and in front of the theater, you know, you go to a cinema, and these cinemas used to be a theater set, some of them, the old ones. So when the screen is there, right there, there's a little balcony, not a balcony, there's a little bit of stage before the actual screen starts. And that stage is pretty big sometimes, yeah? Just imagine if you're in that theater. Lights are on and everything. And there is a live theater production is going on that stage. While that production is going on, the actors are playing and doing the story of that theater that you're there to watch. In the screen behind them, there's another movie going on. So suddenly, the now, which is the theater, is being interfered with the movies being played, which is a recording, and interferes with your understanding of following the story on the live theater that is happening. Why? Because that screen is showing another movie. There's not enough place for you to be able to process both of them. It's the same as when you look at something which is now, which is live, it's happening, but then your memory comes into the picture, which is like this movie being on the screen, interferes with your understanding and ability to understand and analyze what it is you're experiencing. So you can't follow it. That's the easier way of saying the difference, showing the difference between observing when there is no screen of a movie being shown and you only looking at and interacting with the live theater, observing, when you're seeing something and your memory doesn't come into the picture and you're just dealing with what it is, that's observing and becoming one. Therefore, there's no difference between you and what you're observing. It's all the same. Observer, you, and the observed, that thing, is both the same because there's nothing else interfering. There's no movie in the background. There's no memory coming into the picture. That's how you want to live. But it is always easier to feel comfortable and strong when there is information being rushed into you, even though that information could be inaccurate. This is how we kind of cheat ourselves from the truth, by perceiving it, assuming it, and so on and so forth. Anyhow, that's another talk for a different time, I guess. I can get carried away and go on and bore you guys to death. Anyhow, I hope it was something for you guys.